Nation, and welcome to the Pittsburg State Esports Twitch. My name is Mark Ziegler. I am going to be your commentator this evening. We have we have the second part of our doubleheader here for you tonight, as we are taking on the Creighton Blue Jays up in beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. I know I'm excited for this one, not only for our Gorillas, but I also have some friends in Creighton. So Hank, Greta, if you two are watching this, hello from Pittsburgh. All right, well, we have a pretty stacked lineup here. Coming in, we are fresh off a loss against Alexandria Tech, but that's not going to hold us up at all as we get ready to take on this Blue Jays squad. We have Professor Comedy taking on Tank again, and then Sakia and Ryguy. Sorry, no. Sakia and Whiskery are back on damage, and Kratz and Ryguy are back on support. And looks like we have an opposition of Stingy Gecko, Jack Frost 999, New Master Ab, Matrixy 77, and Tiger Topaz. Alright, folks, well, we're gonna take it off to a breather here real quick. Once we get in, though, we're gonna have a control round for you. So stick around. Part 2 of our doubleheader coming up. Hey there, folks. There seems to be an issue with our coin flip going on right now. Hope hopefully we should be getting this up and running off the ground here shortly, but stick with us as we work through these difficulties. Alright, folks. Looks like things are starting to get back in order here. Round 1 is going to be Control. For those of you who are unaware what Control is, it's basically a game of King of the Hill. You are trying to capture a point. The first person to capture the point wins the round, and then whoever, or no, they take that point. Whoever gets to 100% first takes it, and then whoever is the first to capture 2 points out of 3 is the winner of the round. It's looking like our first round is possibly going to be Lijiang Tower. Lijiang Tower. Alright, folks, let's get this
Now
show
arriving
on
at
the road.
Lijiang Tower.
We are here in Lijiang Tower. Now, this is going to be a good map for your close quarters
Initiating
heroes, so think
match.
like a Winston or a Wrecking Ball or potentially a Sojourn. Maybe a Reinhardt or a Roadhog or anything that involves short range is in close quarters combat is going to be a good idea. Alrighty, folks. Looks like our teams are being built here. Who shall we be? Survey says... Alright, looks like Comedy's going to start off on a Sigma, Elkrat's on a Kiriko, and Whiskery with a Venture. Looks like we are going to have a Juno, Moira, Winston, Reaper, and a Venture opposition as well. Looks like Sakuya is taking Brigitte, and Raigai is on Mei. So, let's see how this shakes out. Alright, 10 seconds to showtime. I see the gorillas over here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Armies onward. Brigitte goes rushing in. Meanwhile, as I try to sneak away from the Blue Jays.
Pain is inevitable.
Looks like they're going to have the initial capture, but we have that barrier going up as we work to try and fight behind that cover. Let's see what they're up to. Alright, that point's going to unlock here in 5 seconds. Goes on deck from a distance. There goes that bubble. That bubble barrier from Winston. That goes kaboom. Alright, looks like we have a fight between their Juno and our Venture. Looks like we knock him from behind. Looks like Jack Frost sneaks in. There we go. Alright, and even though they have 2 kills on the board, we're going to start this capture here. We have a potential contest. Looks like the Blue Jays are going to contest on this, and they're going to start their attempt at a capture. Hello, Reaper, even though you're not on my team. Alright, where could the gorillas be? I see them. Alright, let's get into this fight, baby. Alright, gorillas trying to whittle down their numbers as we got a contest on the board here as Whiskery goes burrowing in and Comedy comes to join him. Alright, all the gorillas are on the board. Down goes Elkrat, but down goes the Monkey Scientist and the Reaper. Looks like Jack. Alright, we have a Gravity Flux go up. Doesn't seem to take down anybody, but doesn't stop us though as we go on to capture. Alright, gorillas are working on trying to stop the threat ahead. Reaper's their Reaper's working on fighting from behind cover. Down goes our Brigitte, down goes our Kiriko. Comedy tries to fend them off, but has no avail. Uh-oh, and that is a Blue Jay team kill as they work on capturing that. But I see our friends coming up ahead. We have Kitsune Rush and a Blizzard ready to go whenever, but they have all of their ultimates ready. Something tells me this could be a big storm ahead, so better brace yourselves. Alright, the barrier goes down. Looks like Tiger Topaz is sneaking in. Alright, we have Tectonic Shock rocking out as the gorillas work on cat testing and hopefully resuming their capture. Elkrat's goes down, so does Topaz and Jack Frost. Alright, Comic takes down Matrix and Stingy Gecko. Alright, we're taking this one again. Alright, there goes that Biotic Orb that misses. Oh wait, no, it hit Raigai. The barrier is down, but that doesn't seem to hold. Oh, no, there goes a missed accretion. Monkey goes flying. Alright, there goes that Kitsune Rush. Elkrats and Sakuya are whittled down. But it looks like their Matrix and Stingy are down as well. And we're taking this fight outside as Raigai and Jack Frost go down. Tiger Topaz is out as well. Matrix, Jack Frost. And not even that Wraith form could potentially save the Reaper. The barrier is unsuccessful. There goes that gravity flux. Do we pick anything? Yes, we do pick up there's Moira. Jack Frost. Alright, Matrix is stunned. Sakuya is down. There's a contest going on, but we're about to hit that 99% mark. That's going to be an overtime. Death Blossom is blooming. Looks like that takes out Elkrats, and Ryguy is down too. So is Comedy. And it looks like we have Sakuya and Whiskery just trying to regroup here. Looks like they're just waiting on their friends, and we are heading back in. Alright, they're about to hit that 90%. Can the Gorillas fend them off? They're going to sneak in behind cover. There's that bubble barrier. We are in a 99-99 standoff here as we give it everything we've got. Down goes Cube Master. Comedy is taken out as well. What is happening here? Whoa, am I on? Oopsies, sorry, I was on motion control there. Alright, looks like we're overwhelmed, we're outnumbered. And it looks like the Blue Jays are going to take that objective. But it's not over yet, folks. There's still 2 more points in play.
Score 0-1.
Alright, where do we land now?
Ready for battle.
Alright, looks like we are outside at this time. Doesn't seem to be any noticeable changes to rosters. Let's go see what the Gorillas are up to. Looks like we're just hanging out in our dropship. Mind if I come in? And we destroy the place.
5,
This costs us lots of money. There goes my bonus.
1. Round 2.
Alright, let's roll.
Capture the objective.
So I try not to. Yeah, I scrape my leg on the rock. Alright, looks like we're trying to take the fight from afar.
Pain is inevitable.
Alright, looks like we have some water to deal with here. That could be a potential for environmental kills, so might want to be. I don't think they have anything on board that can be potentially moving us, so. But also just overall.
Is now active.
Our objective is active, but also just overall manic plays that can potentially launch us into the depths, so. Alright, the Gorillas are leading the capture here.
You cannot escape me.
Alright. Let's perch up here as we watch the barrier remain strong. Alright, new Master Ab is looking like he's trying to rape it. Trying to take down the Ape. But Space Ape takes down Sakuya. Alright, let's try and freeze some stuff here. Then we have Colson's going out as the Reaper and the Winston take out our Comedy and Whiskery. Yep, we got that wall up. Trying to stop them. And it looks like the Blue Jays are going to start
For something more.
capture. Meanwhile, the Gorillas, MIA. Where could we be? I see him up ahead. Like we're trying to focus on that Winston. That does leave us open to enemy attack, though. So we're focusing on one tank. Looks like our Ventures are burrowing in. There goes that enemy Colossus. That takes down Comedy. And down goes Whiskery, too. Sorry, just taking off my jacket.
Pain is inevitable.
Gorillas are regrouping in the back, it would seem. Trying to sneak in a different way. The barrier here. Alright, the barrier is up. Up goes this bionic orbs. I hear a rally from our very own Sakuya as we work on contesting this. Is that gravity flux ready to roll whatever? Alright, we're about halfway there. Can we take this? Looks like we are outnumbered. But we are regaining numbers as that gravity flux goes out. No one gets taken out, but Tiger Topaz stays frozen, and Stingy Gecko goes down as well. We are still halfway on that contest. Noob Master is out, Stingy Gecko is MIA, Topaz is back in. There's a Primal Rage Winston. Looks like he's calmed down though. Alright, and the Gorillas are taking this one back. We're going up and down and all around as we knock out that Matrixy and the Tiger Topaz. Gorillas are venturing forth to see what threats lie ahead. Looks like we're ganging up near the dropship. I'd potentially be worried about that Reaper trying to sneak in. But it looks like we're trying to fight them from inside the arches. Alright, looks like we have an enemy Coulson's out. Whiskery is down. Sakuya is down. I hear a Death Blossom. That takes out Sakuya. And Comedy is out as well. Looks like we have a contest here. Can we hold them off? Fry Guy is gone. It looks like the Blue Jays are going to start taking this one back. Meanwhile, I see our friends trying to head in from afar. Barrier is up. We get the 99%. We're heading overtime here. Trying to contest this and take it back. That Overwatch ticker stands all but still. I see a Blizzard. And Sakuya is down. Uh-oh, there's that Gravity Flux from us. Up goes the Reaper. The Tiger Topaz has been knocked out. Alright, and Frozen Death. Well, you know what they say, revenge is a dish best served cold. Jokes aside, it looks like, and the Blue Jays take that one. Blue Jays take round one. Who is our play of the game here? Let's take a look here. And it's looking like
Play of the game.
Whiskery shall be our play of the game for this round. Ah, yes, that Smart Excavator drilling into the good gecko. Alright, well, looks like the Blue Jays take round one. Is it over yet? You better believe it's not. Coming up next, we got hybrid action coming up for you. So, stick around, folks. Alright, folks, welcome
Initiating
back.
match.
For those of you who are just now joining us, the Creighton Blue Jays are leading on us 1-0, but a comeback is always possible. Round 2 is going to be Hybrid. Hybrid is essentially a chimera of our games here, or of our game modes here, because it is a mixture of capture the point, so control, and then also escort, which is moving a payload. So, we are on King's Row here, your home and mine.
Ready
And it looks
for
like
battle.
it is the classic trio of Reinhardt, Torbjorn, and Brigitte. And then we also have Mercy on board, a little lore heavy, if you will. And then we also have Whiskery as well on the venture. Looks like we're taking on a Juno, a Moira, a Symmetra, a Ramatra, and a Bastion. Alright, let's see what damage we can do here. So we hide behind cover. Alright, looks like we're going to try and prepare our defenses here. And we have a turret hanging out in the corner.
5, 4,
Looks like we are playing the wall game here, folks.
1. Attackers incoming.
Alright, time for a little sneak attack. Looks like that Void Pebbles don't do anything to us as Matrix E takes a hit. Teleporter is online. Alright, Sakia is down, but it looks like it's Nemesis on Armored Man. Looks like the Jays are starting their capture on this one. Elkratz is trying to stay alive as Comedy switches onto Orisa.
Nourished. Hello.
Alright, and it's looking like the Jaybirds are going to start their capture on this one.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
But it doesn't look like we're going to be slowed up at all as we work on staying aggressive. Not grabbing his vortex doesn't stop us at all, but there is a barrier that we easily whittle away. Alright, turret goes up. Looks like turret's shooting the Ramatra. There's an annihilation that takes down Elkratz and Comedy. Holy moly, we are downed. Alright, where are the gorillas gathering?
Namaste.
Hello.
Let's see, where are the gorillas? Where'd we go? Nope, there we are. Coming in from the endpoint. Alright, let's show them who's boss. Looks like we have the Bastion Sentry on top of the Nevermind. Looks like we have that Vortex is trying to pull us down. Nope, we don't want to follow Noob Master. Looks like we have the test here. Whiskery goes down, and looks like we're flying into safety here.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Payload's on checkpoint, and we have about 6 minutes left. Looks like Comedy is on Diva now, and Soldier is 70. Ooh, okay. Sakia is on Lifeweaver, and Ragai is back on Soldier. Alright, there goes our defense matrix. We work on trying to take the high ground. Alright, we have a friendly tectonic shock and a Valkyrie going down. Looks like Whiskery takes down the Noob Master. Looks like we have a close corners fight here. Alright, down goes Ragai. Ragai takes out their Jack Frost. Alright, looks like that part's gonna make it to the end. Alright, there goes that photon barrier. But the payload is stopped, it would appear. I'm trying to test it. Down goes their stingy Gecko. Alright, look, we have a Coulson's out. Let's see if it'll slow us up down at all. No one. Alright, Tree of Life is up, but that doesn't stop that attempt.
Complete.
Alright, it's not over yet, folks, because the gorillas have to do all of that to
0
tie.
to
And if
3.
we can tie it, then we go into extra rounds.
Switching sides.
Looks like the Blue Jays were able to finish that with 4:13 left on the clock. So if we do have to go to extra rounds, that's how much time they'll have to start with to do damage. So let's get you back over to our main point here. Alright, 9 seconds to go. Who are we taking on here? Survey says... Bing!
Ready for battle.
Alright, so it looks like the same matchup as last time. Ryguy's still readying up. I decide to perch on top of a double-decker bus. See what they're up to.
Hello there.
Whee! Stand by the door. There's a pixel. Looks like we're showing off the sprays here. Looks like Ryguy is deciding to take a sojourn on this one.
Am I supposed to
5,
be in place?
4, 3,
3,
to my
2,
One.
1. Get in there. Alright, let's follow Sakia around for a little bit here.
I love a fresh beginning. All that promise.
Looks like we're starting to take the high ground here. A classic move for the gorillas.
I have opened the bound.
Alright, teleporter is online as we move to a nice remote corner. That Gravitas Voltex is working on just trying to pull us down, but we do not stand affected as we work on trying to take him down from the high ground. Whiskery doing a little high range lasering and takes down the Nuke Master. Alright, looks like the gorillas were contesting this point. Giving you a bird's eye view of the flying lasers. It's laser beams. Alright. Looks like that can be contested as both teams stay aggressive. Elkrat's working on healing with comedy. Up goes the pedal parry. Pedal protection. And down goes Ramatra, and Noob Master Jack Frost have just been back in the game. But we are 2/3 of the way. And
Objective
let's
lost.
move the payload.
Stop the payload.
But what's this? We have a potential delay here. Looks like our rocket base as Noob Master switches over to Junkrat. Alright, Tree of Life and Coalescence is going out. We have an Annihilation to deal with as well. I don't think that slows us down at all. Alright, that payload is moving along. As we are in smoke screen, and I hear the sound of Ride of the Valkyries from our Ryguy Blades, who has switched onto the Bastion here. Payload is stopped yet again as Naratro is going berserker, but that's slowing. Oh yeah, I cannot work tonight. That turret is slowing him down. All right, and there's a steel trap as the gorillas head back into the fight. Let's see, who shall we follow? Not Jack Frost. Alright, Bastion goes in through the teleporter to the high ground. We have a friendly photon barrier going out as we work on black holing things. A tactical A-36 takes out the Noob Master, who's playing the Mind Crazed Maniac here. We're in the open areas here, so that could leave us susceptible to sniper fire. That rapid vortex pulls us down. Alright, well that... Alright, our barrier is down to an enemy Coalescence, but Ryguy, with the help of Whiskery and Comedy, takes down Matrixy, so there goes their tank. There goes our barrier. Work on moving this along.
Barrier unsuccessful.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Alright, the payload's at the checkpoint. Let's see if we can finish this. We have 4 minutes left on the clock. Alright, there goes that tree of light. Moira gets out of the steel trap. Looks like their Tiger Topaz and Jack Frost goes down, courtesy of Whiskery. Girls remaining aggressive to the end. There's a Reptire going out and a Satellite Vector as well. Does that... Looks like that Artillery takes down Sophia, Reptire takes down Comedy. Hey, don't shoot me, I'm just the camera guy. Alright. Alright, looks like the Guerrillas are working on making their way back.
Barrier unsuccessful.
Alright, barrier is gone, but there goes the teleporter. So we work on teleporting to some high ground. And there goes our photon barrier. Now we're on negating their blows. There's a gravity flux as well, and up goes the Ramontra of the Bastion. Tiger Topaz is down thanks to our Ryguy plays. That payload is not moving though. We have 2 minutes left on the clock. As I hang out on an enemy pedal platform. Alright, Whiskery is down. Thanks for the strong. There goes that Tree of Life, healing all those who come under it. Folks, we have ourselves a crazed firefight here as we hit the minute-and-a-half mark. Noob Master is taken down. Comedy goes down as well. Alright, minute 20 left on the clock as the Guerrillas remain vigilant, but that Matrixy is staying more aggressive. Let's follow Ryguy around here as we work on taking the high ground inside the streets. And realizing that that's not going to provide us any advantage, we head back to the front. Alright, 60 seconds left on the clock to get that into its home. There goes a friendly Coalescence, courtesy of Elkrats. Looks like we are trying to tank him down. Ryguy takes on Jack Frost, and Tiger Topaz goes by Comedy. Out goes a Riptire, and the payload is moving. The payload is stopped. We have 30 seconds left on the clock. That's not going to be a problem for us, though, as we make it into our home. Nice. What is happening? Alright, I'm seeing red here as we have an Annihilation and a Gravity Flux go down.
Round 2 complete.
Holy hot tamales, that was something. Alright, well.
3-3.
Alright, Guerrillas are currently ahead. We tied this 3-3 with a minute exactly left on the clock. Alright, so now it's back on the Jays to try and take this.
Match.
As we get a little posthumous annihilation on Elkrats. Alright, taking you through the graffitoed town of London. Alright, under the arch. What's this lineup gonna look like?
Ready for
Alright,
battle.
so almost exactly the same. Yep, exactly the same as last time. Alright. So the Guerrillas are gonna start the offensive here.
Hello there.
Hello to you too, Whiskery.
Hello.
Let's cut class together.
Alright. We got 10 seconds
Hello
to
there.
showtime. As we're just
I'm working.
5, 4.
Moira, sorry, Elkrat's doing the little good luck, I'm
One.
working.
Attackers incoming.
Alright, let's do this.
Defend objective A.
Alright, barrier goes up, barrier goes down.
Unsuccessful.
Girls are moving to their classic vantage point as Comedy makes sure that the Matrixy doesn't follow. Stingy Gecko is on Kiriko now. So now we have some kunai to be watching out for. It looks like we are over here now. We have a giant shadow being cast.
30 seconds.
Alright, attacking objective A now. Looks like we are going out of tank mode. Alright, 15 left on the clock. Our Ravenous Vortex pulls us down.
10 seconds.
Alright, up we go. Can we take this? Can we take this? Yes, we do. Alright, we gotta escort that payload.
Be nourished.
We're in overtime here.
Barrier is still low.
Alright, how far can we go? Alright, we have an annihilation. Looks like that takes down. There goes the Riptire, and the Gorillas are out.
I offer some.
Round 3. Complete.
Gorillas have been wiped out. Alright.
Score 4-3. Switching sides.
Switching sides here. The Jays have to get it farther than we did, and then they take this. But the Gorillas are not going to let that happen, I don't think. Alright, where are we now? Alright,
Ready for
Elcrash is
battle.
switching to Baptiste, it would appear, one of the harder heroes to play. Curious to see how this goes. Then Whiskery is staying on Symmetra, Sakuya with Lifeweaver. Looks like the Blue Jays is keeping their lineup. Yeah, let's follow the Baptiste around for a little bit.
Hello.
And it looks like Professor Comedy is on Maunga. Oh, heavens. So, if you missed my stream against Alexandria Tech, you saw that you would...
Behind you! Ah! Behind you! Ah!
If you were on our stream against Alexandria, then you would have seen that they took a Maunga, and I went into some spiel about how Maunga scares me a little bit. Not only is he a jumped-up, bloodthirsty maniac with 2 hearts who carries 2 chain guns as if they were plastic, but he also is mainly a distraction, and his only real means of defense is his cardiac overdrive, and even then, that's only going to get him so far. It's not a shield, it's not... All it does is just buffs his defense, but that does allow people to target him while the damage dealers can focus on the enemy. Now looks like Ryguy is down. Down goes Comedy. Not yet, I mean. Whiskery is down though. We have a contestant here as Comedy jumps in. Looks like we are mini-gunning against the Jack Frost. That Annihilation takes down Comedy. Alright, we have an almost... Yes, we are back in action. As the Gorillas go running back in. right.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
So now we gotta prevent that payload from going over 25.49 meters. Looks like Nango's running away with a cage fight ready to go in. A tree of life is up as well. And there's that cage fight. But Malga goes down. And the Blue Jays take round 2. Non-Winton. Alright, what's our play of the game this time?
Play of the game.
And it looks like the transforming Ramatra. Yes, I see now. Alright folks, starting to get a little hot in here, but it's no heat that we can't handle. Coming up next, we have the Flashpoint round. This could make or break our evening, folks. I'm on the edge of my seat here. How are you? Hang in there, folks. Alright folks, we are back in action. Welcome back to the stream. For those of you who are missing, we are currently trailing the Blue Jays 2-0, but hope is not lost yet, because we can still make it a comeback. Flashpoint is the name of the game, and Flashpoint is basically the little brother to Control that mom makes you play with. It is basically a smaller, more condensed version of Control, and it is 5 points on the map at once, and you have to capture 3 of them in order to win. New Junk City is our place. If you can break it anywhere, then
Ready for battle.
I forget words. Alright, looks like Comedy is back on the Orisa, Ryguy is on Mei, Sakia is sticking with Lifeweaver, Kratz is sticking with Moira, and Whiskery is staying on the Venture. And looks like we're dealing with a Lucio, another Moira, a Cassidy, a Junker Queen, and another Venture. Alright, well.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Release the beasts!
Flashpoint Arena.
Alright, the arena shall be our first flashpoint. Looks like the gorillas are working on coming in.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Alright, the flashpoint is unlocking here in 10 seconds. Let's serpentine our way in as we come from the underground, and wazza! Alright.
Your end is within my reach.
Gorillas are working on securing the high ground.
I offer something more.
Alright, no one to call in dibs yet. But Comedy, Sakya, and Kratz is down. Hang on a second. There we go, just have to fix something in our stream. Alright, still no takers on the point. Oh wait, nope, yes there is. Looks like the Blue Jays have already gotten 50% on that. Alright, trying to hide behind a wall and fire. Cleansing grasp is on Comedy. Looks like Comedy gets pulled back to safety. Alright, we might have the contest. No, we don't. Alright, and the Jays are past 90%. Alright, the first one goes to Creighton, but it's not over yet.
Next, Flashpoint Refinery.
The refinery is our next flashpoint. And I see the silhouettes of the gorillas up ahead. Looks like Comedy decided to switch on to Reinhardt, and Ryguy is back on the Soldier 76.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Alright. Let's see who's going to start on this one. So we're going in with a barrier and a charge. And there's a friendly Coulson, courtesy of Elkratz. Looks like the Jays got right into the pits. That looks like the Duke Master and the Ryguy. Oh, and we almost have a successful capture start. And we do have a successful capture start. Here, let's see what Sake is up to. Looks like we're throwing out some healing bombs up to our allies as they get into the firefight. Buzzinga. There's a reckoning where that tree of life is up. And it looks like Sakya and Ryguy are down. Looks like Comedy's were trying to mallet them. Alright, gorillas are sticking with it. But there's that commanding shout. Elkratz is doing the beam on the Matrixy. We have 80% here. Down goes Elkratz and Whiskery. And the Jays have their mitts on it. But the gorillas are coming in saying, no, 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 not today. There's an Earth Shatter. Does that do anything? It takes out Comedy. Uh-oh. Alright, we're throwing out some kunai from cover. Looks like we're potentially starting another capture. The knife goes out. A cleverly placed swift step saves us. Gorilla's hiding behind the wall again. Oops. Looks like we're having a little brawl outside. And looks like Sakya switched back onto Brigitte. Alright, it's ticking. It's going. Alright, looks like that Reckoning takes a scratch from the Comedy. And Sakya and Rygai and Comedy are down. So does Elkratz. Whiskery stays vigilant though, with a cleverly placed burrow. Up we go. And down he goes. But Elkratz is back alive. Alright. This is it. It's make or break at this point. Alright, the docks are going to be our next place. I'm going to hitch a ride on Whiskery here.
Hey there.
Hello, Whiskery. Alright, let's get to action here. A bit of a reload. There goes that fire strike. An enemy burrow. I almost get hit by the queen. Alright, looks like their sound barrier and tectonic shock is out. Alright, and it looks like the Jays are going to start the capture here. Gorillas, meanwhile, grouping up back out here.
Hey.
Alright, let's roll. Let's follow Rygai. Alright, crouching for cover. We're trying to find a way to launch a surprise attack out here. You can see Nate Rush and Tactical Visor are on. Up it goes. Alright, Frost, Matrix, Tiger Topaz, they're all down. And the Gorillas are gonna say yoink on this one. Alright, we're heading back out to see the action. There's that Earth Shatter. That knocks out the Stingy Gecko and the Jack Frost, and the Matrixy are down as well. Alright, we have passed their time and we are past the halfway mark. Alright, and they're trying to take him out from outside. There's that rally. We have a tectonic shock that can happen whenever. There's that Reckoning. Does that strike someone? It looks like it takes out the Rygai. And Sakya is down, so is Whiskery. But we take it in time. Point B is Gorilla property.
Flashpoint, junkyard.
The junkyard shall be our next spot. Let's get you right on Comedy while we get over there.
Attack the point.
Alright, let's charge into the fray. Alright, I think I see the point up ahead. So Brigitte's got that shield up.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Alright, looks like the Jays are starting to take this one, but we're trying to shield our way in. I hear the sound of a Deadeye, and I see a Tumbleweed. Down goes Tiger Topaz and the Matrixy. And Noob Master. Do I hear two more? I see Jack Frost. I see Dingy Deco. We have a gorilla team kill. Thank you. I'll have another. Alright, the gorillas are heading on out. And there's a fire strike heading on out. Sound from the firefight, we'll take a Tiger Topaz PME. But we got a bonk in the face, but down goes Sakuya. Noob Master is taken out as well. And it looks like the Jays are going to start capturing here. So the gorillas are coming in swinging though. There we go. Alright. Looks like they have a coalescence going out. Sakuya gets taken out. We're trying to take him out from cover. Looks like we almost have a capture going here. They surpass our time. They're coming to us. There goes a reckoning. Looks like they're past the 75%. Alright, we are 91. The gorillas are making a last-ditch effort to give it everything they have. We're heading into overtime as we got a capture. Kitsune Rush, Sonic Shock, Rally, Tactical Visor. There goes their sound barrier. I hear the sound of Deadeye. Sweet giant anteater of Santa Anita. Alright, the clock goes down.
Better nature.
And the Blue Jays win this. Well. Let's see. Do we have a gorilla play of the game, though?
Play
We
of
do
the
not.
game.
Yep, those revolver shots, that's a comedy. Well, folks, in a sad twist of fate, the Blue Jays win, and the Gorillas are now 3-3 on the season. Don't lose hope, though. The season is not over yet. Join us on the 5th, so next Wednesday, as we take on the University of the Redlands Bulldogs. And then we also have one last game in the season on November 7th when we take on the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. So, for the Pitt State production team, for our players, for our very own coach Gabriel Cozart, I'm Mark Ziegler. We'll see you soon. Goodbye, Gorillas.